session that we've got today for Edufair. There's another bunch of sessions that we've got on tomorrow that we're looking forward to. But over the next little while, we're talking about the innovations in early childhood education and exploring the new approaches and best practices that are available. As we all know, preschool classrooms that are emotionally supportive and cognitively stimulating can help strengthen the child's learning and also their development. And beyond the structured environment, positive interactions with teachers and engagement with their peers are some of the key factors linked to improved language, numerical skills and other socio-emotional outcomes. And realising that students learn best when teaching is aligned with each young learner's unique style, schools, nurseries and other early learning centres across the UAE are actively redefining their teaching approaches. So to speak about some of the innovations that are available to parents and families, we are joined here by Adam Salim, the branch manager for Chubby Cheeks Nursery. Thank you very much. And also Edufair the principal of the British Orchard Nursery. Thank you very much for coming in. Can we get a round of applause for them, please? We're still trying to get another mic to work, so in the process we might have to do a bit of mic sharing here. We'll see if we can get yours to work. Adam, we've been speaking a lot about technology, but specifically, what are the recent innovations that have been implemented to promote the curiosity and the engagement of students?
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say thank you to both of you for arranging this, because I can see a lot of policymakers and educators attending the seminar for today. Working in early years, I would say that after COVID, we have seen drastic changes in children's behavior and development. Talking about the curiosity and exploration and what else?
Just the curiosity, exploration, and their engagement as well.
Their engagement, yes. So see, the techniques which we apply in the nurseries, it's very, very, very important. Let's go step by step. So what we do in Chubby Cheeks Nurseries, for us, the most important thing is child. Our curriculum is based on child-centered. We keep children in the center of everything. The child's interest, the child's what they want to learn from the environment, and how can we provide them this positive environment to make a change in their learning. For us, we divide, because we are following early years foundation stage, which is a standard practice in UK, and we divide the classroom areas as per the standards. We have different, we provide different areas in the classroom. Let's say a role play area where child learn through role play, and then we provide them in the STEM areas, the activities based upon their age, which will enhance their curiosity, exploration, and engagement in the learning. We believe outdoor play also plays a very important role, and we provide them outdoor play spaces as well, going on a nature walk, scavenger hunt, or planning the field trips where they can learn from the real life experiences. It is also very important for them to learn through real life experiences. At this age, particular when we say 0 to 5, nurseries and early childhood education centers plays a vital role in organizing their thoughts and
the challenges, the lessons.
Yes, the challenges. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Adam. To you, Adam, you're the principal. Just reminding people that may have just come in, the principal of the British Orchard Nursery. What are some of the recent innovations that have happened at the nurseries that provide emotional support for students?
So what we're doing at British Orchard is we've actually introduced an emotional curriculum, emotional quotient curriculum, which has really taken off well. We're not only training our staff, but we're also
just hold on. Can we get another mic? Is there a spare microphone we can? Maybe just try. Keep trying.
Yeah. So we are also training not only our staff but also our parents in the emotional curriculum. So what we've done recently is we've actually started with our children and let them feel their emotions and how to deal with them. So that's what we've started recently, and it's really doing wonders because the children are actually getting in touch with their feelings, with their emotions, teaching them how to regulate them, how to express them. Our staff is getting to know better on how to deal with children who have feelings and how we are showing their feelings in different ways. And of course, our final stakeholders, our parents, because with us the children stay only for a few hours, but our parents need to be trained as well. So we are also training them on how to deal with tantrums we see in the malls when we go. Children are rolling over the floor and the parents are pulling them in, or they're saying, okay, we're leaving and you just follow us, and that I think scars children sometimes. And they're like, oh, my parents is gonna leave. We're also teaching parents and teachers about how we are actually carrying our generational trauma of what our parents did to us, and how we are following that with our children now, but we also have to understand that the children today are different.
And how hard is that as a principal? I mean, there's obviously an extreme need for this, but how much of that is taking a role in place of what would have been traditional learning? Or am I not looking at it the wrong way, that this is the new normal, this is traditional learning for a preschool?
It is becoming a traditional learning, at least in Edufair Schools Nurseries, because we pride ourselves in the first nursery to introduce an emotional social curriculum. But what we're also doing is we're allowing children to see where they are on the emotional continuum and how to deal with feelings. We do a lot of affirmations to make them stronger, to make them believe in themselves. We also believe
And specifically, how does that work? How when you have a child, what exercises and what roles or innovations are you putting in place to try and build self-esteem?
So what we have done is we have calm areas in the classroom. So children, when they feel distressed or not cared for because a friend is not talking to them, that's huge for children. When a friend is not talking to them, it's their world coming apart. They know how to deal with it, or go to the corner and they just touch what they're feeling, and then the teacher normally goes in to find out what's happening. We have our morning time every day where we talk about feelings and how we're feeling today as a group, and then we do it as individuals. We have calm rooms to calm down, but every class is also catering to how an emotional wealth can be created with children so that they can deal with their feelings better as adults.
And why do you think there is this need to incorporate this as part of an innovation approach in nurseries across the UAE?
Children have a lot of feelings and emotions, and sometimes we don't address them. I remember as a child, if I would cry, my mother would be like, why are you crying? Stop crying, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And it led me to suppress my feelings because I thought it's not okay to cry, it's not okay to show my emotions. That's not how it works. I think our children should be able to express what they're feeling. If they're angry, we just give them a hug and say, okay, if you want to talk about it, we can. Or if they're feeling distressed or angry, we don't tell them, it's okay, don't be angry or don't cry. We just hold them and let them get it out.
Yeah, and I think the research has proven that children do develop a lot of techniques to cope with that, and then as adults they need to learn how to unlearn a lot of those coping techniques that they may have.
Yes. Our challenge is training our staff on how to deal with emotions. We've been doing that for a year and we've seen a whole lot of difference. Our parents are our biggest supporters. They're also supporting us with that. We have online trainings for them. We have face-to-face trainings with them. We show them how to do it. We have merchandise for EQ. It's really working well with our branches, and the children are showing signs of emotional intelligence.
That's always impressive. Yes, you want to
I
add?
would add the inclusive environment is very important here. And when we say inclusive environment, that means that we need to provide opportunities for every child, for each and every child. And here comes a part of special educator, and we do in Chubby Cheeks Nursery provide a special educator who will work very closely with the parents to address the issue as soon as possible. Because when we talk about the children, every child is different and every child is unique, and personal, social and emotional development is always a part of early years childhood education.
So,
It's a prime area of learning.
and you mentioned these new innovations. How do teachers kind of tailor their learning styles? Because the teachers may have been brought up in an environment where they didn't have to teach a lot of EQ and emotional learning. How have you helped work with the teachers to promote these new innovations?
So staff training is our core goal. We train staff with new innovative practices, which is not only emotional intelligence, but other things like they might be struggling with differentiation or intelligences or an emotional curriculum or a regulated philosophy. Whichever new curriculums or new ideas that can help involve and evolve children in their learning, those are all innovations. So we do train our teachers very diligently. At least according to PhD, 100 hours is required, but we sometimes go over that also.
Moving away from some of those developments, what about traditional learnings, for example, just play-based learnings? What are some of the innovations when it comes to play-based learning strategies that you've had at Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes, we do have inquiry-based learning in Chuck E. Cheese. We do, when a child goes on an inquiry, we ask a lot of open-ended questions because it gives them the opportunity to work on their communication skills as well. And it works very well with their curiosity as well.
Yeah, and what about the relationship you're having with parents? Are you finding innovations to have because we're trying to talk about the latest innovations, what are some of the innovations that parents and teachers have had, or what are the mechanisms that are used to have a better relationship between the school and the parents?
Right, that's the most important part because these children are so young. It's difficult for them to sometimes have the language competency to go and share what they're feeling with their parents or what they did. So we have apps to connect with parents, where we do this almost daily, telling them how the child is feeling today, some pictures, some videos, and if the child had a hard day or a nice day or an easy day, it's the parents' right to know about that. So that happens on a daily basis so that everybody knows what's going on. Apart from that, we have our parent-teacher conferences. We've started something called positive calling. So we call parents on a regular basis, telling them what the child is doing really well and how the child is developing. For example, he said something nice today, an affirmation today, a full sentence, a new word, and that really makes parents feel happy.
And in your experience, how has that changed the relationship that parents have towards nurseries?
Apart from this, we also involve parents in school activities and events. And when they come in there, it changes the whole ratio of how we deal with parents. They become part of us. It's no longer parents and staff. We're all on one side.
So drop them off, come back, pick them up.
Yeah, they're all on our side. It's like anything we speak about or we say that's innovation or we're going to plan something, they're hand by hand. We hold hands and we move forward for the benefit of the child. That triangle is merging into just.
So it's a bigger ecosystem between all the parties involved. And on that, what is the work done at Chuck E. Cheeks, not only to help parents, but what are you doing to help parents select the right nursery for their child?
See, we have open door policy. Parents can come and see the nursery every time.
So the parent, they communicate with the nursery and they want to have a tour to be able to feel and understand the culture.
Yes, we let them see the classrooms. We want them to see what's happening inside the classroom so that it will make their decision. It will make them, to take the decision very easily. Apart from this, we have online platforms available for parents where they can see and go through the picture of what's happening inside the nurseries. Not only this, we do organize workshops and webinars for parents where they can come and engage with the teachers. One-on-one meetings also we are offering to the parents.
We've got the opportunity to ask questions. If anyone does have a question for our panel, we'll get to those in just a few moments' time. We're looking towards teachers. How are they, in terms of new innovations, how are they tailoring their learning styles for students to continuously remain fun and interactive?
Right, so the teachers understand, first of all teachers are cash level trained from the UK. 3 to 5. Some of them are already on the leadership program, some have PGCIs as well. And our training also makes a difference. They understand that children have varied interests and they have learned differently. So Ghana's multiple intelligence very well when we tell them, and they understand that children can be visual learners. So all our activities are open resources so that they can learn through materials which are open-ended and which helps the children to create, build team projects, use multiple intelligences, use a variety of skills so that they can develop accordingly. Each child is personalized attention. We know how each child learns. There are focus groups learning. There's nothing which happens where you're all sitting like today. If it were my class, it wouldn't be like this. This is too regimental.
Okay, so how would it be?
It would be in small areas, it would be small groups. I would be just sitting with 5 or 6 people explaining to them what early years is about, while the others would have learning stations, learning areas where they would be going in and seeing, doing self-learning, finding out, talking to each other, learning from their friends, speaking to them, building, creating, using their interest, doing dramatic play or an open-ended construction area. And I would be sitting with these 5 or 6 children or people here, just explaining what happens, and then I would be like, off you go, do some construction work, call the rest here, and learn with them.
Well, and Palmer, you're lucky that this is in a classroom, because Gordon from Golf used to be asking about nap time straight away. Trying to find when you can have a break. Any questions for our panel? Does anyone have any questions at this stage that we can ask? While you do have a think about that, is there a relationship between the nurseries and also the schools in passing on any of these lessons, or any of what you've assessed in terms of child's evaluation to help them with their future growth?
In Chubby Cheeks Nurseries, as I have told you before, that we believe in strong partnership with parents, right? So we involve parents in children's learning as much as possible. So there is teacher conferences, teacher and parent conferences, where parents are invited to have one-on-one with teacher, where they will talk about the child's learning, whether the child has achieved the milestone, whether the child has not achieved the milestone. So what's the next step? So all these learning is also documented in their learning journals, which will be shared with the parents. Not only this, for the communication app, we do have a standard checklist for each child where, as per the UK standards, they have to achieve those milestones. So parents are very much aware of what's happening in terms of learning.
So,
and they can use that to facilitate for them
Exactly.
when they come to pick the right school.
right. So apart from daily feedback, we have observations, reflections which teachers regularly make. So we have long observations, we have short observations, we have learning journals which are marked according to development matters from the UK. It's basically based on the early learning goals, and that feedback is given to parents. So our learning journal starts from the day the child arrives. So if he arrives as a baby, we start with the milestones from there, and once the child leaves, it is a whole learning journal of the child's. Which is
I'm exhausted just hearing about what a kid goes through in one day. It's more than I used to go through in high school. So, yeah, well, round of applause. It's certainly neat, and that really does reflect the innovation.
Our teachers work very hard because children learning has to be observed, documented, shared, so that we know what skills they've mastered and what skills they still need to develop. Some skills they've exceeded. So each child is different. And that's how you have to deal with it.
For a parent that's looking around at the right nursery, what are some of the questions you think they should be asking? To get the right answer, what are the right questions to be asking?
See, the parents have to see which nursery is offering a holistic approach, because they want to see the child grow holistically, not only particularly in one area.
Your
So I
experience
believe, if I were going to a nursery looking for a place for my child, I would see what are the innovations that nursery has come up with. How are they different? What is special? And how would it suit the needs of my child? And those are the things that we actually are best at.
Yeah. Looking towards the future when it comes to innovations, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge in nursery education over the next 5 to 10 years?
Technology, AR, VR, augmented learning,
So all those things are going to come into play.
application, coding.
Yeah, even in nurseries.
I've started
coding.
it.
You started coding?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Wow.
have started coding efforts too. Because it's a part of STEM education. And we
What's
do
the
have that.
point of high school anymore? Well, you're going to be doing it all in nurseries.
we need to understand how coding begins with young children. Coding begins with the whole body.
Yeah.
So we have floor games for younger children, and as they grow a little older, we transfer their skills into a more formal technology. But they have to learn directionality, and that's how coding begins. And that's what we have actually got better at.
This is coming as a surprise to me, but I'm also very impressed. When you have all these, has this come as a result of parents have been asking for this, or the industry is asking? What drives most of the innovation?
I think I'm very passionate about how children learn and what they need to learn, and I want my kids to be the best kids and not get left behind in this, because they're ready. They're more ready than us. And I feel that, who are we to stop their learning? So if you give them platforms and opportunities, and they can get better at it, not everybody will get it, but most will, and we're happy about that.
And I guess kids are so adaptable, but there's not too much pressure on kids that they've got to be able to commit to all these. Most kids are finding they're able to adjust to these innovations.
See, technology is the future, so we cannot deny this.
Yeah.
So we cannot deprive our children at this young age from technology. However, the role of educator is there to balance hands-on activities as well as the technology.
The right mix is very important.
And how hard is it to find that right mix?
Some children, that's again individualized, personalized learning. I might not like technology more. I might be more kinesthetic. I like to build. I like to create. And that's the teacher's role to find out who likes what and what are their interests and develop that.
Any questions from anyone before we finish things up? Because we've had a fantastic panel, very informative. Well, thank you very much to our two panellists. Give them a round of applause, please, this afternoon. And actually, I'm not the principal of the British Orchard Nursery and Adam Salim, the branch manager of Chubby Cheeks Nursery. So thank you very much to our panellists, to you as well, and we're back here for day 2 tomorrow of the Golf News Edufair. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the